which one of these guys, the four guys that you're talking about, that would be Jalen Suggs, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, and Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham probably going number one. That's pretty universal. Which one of the guys not named Cade Cunningham fits what the Cavs would like the best, do you think?
Yeah, so that's the problem. Because if you could pick out a skill set that you could just plop onto this roster and have it be a seamless fit, it was Cade Cunningham's skill set. Size, playmaking, versatility, two-way potential, winning characteristics, things along those lines. When you start talking about Evan Mobley and Jalen Green and Jalen Suggs, you can make a case for all of them, and everybody will make their case for them. But they're not as seamless as a fit. And I think Kobe Altman, the general manager of the Cavs, kind of alluded to it last night when he said, hey, look, when we bring one of these guys here, if we do bring one of these guys here, it's going to change some of the things that we do with our roster in terms of construction, in terms of rotations, in terms of how we're going to set up minutes and things along those lines. Now, let me just say, that's a great problem to have. It certainly beats the alternative. And to me, there is no wrong decision that the Cavs could make with the third pick. That's how highly regarded these four players are. But none of them really are an ideal fit. You know, Evan Mobley plays the same position that Jarrett Allen does. The Cavs gave up a first-round pick for Jarrett Allen. They're prepared to pay him in free agency. Jalen Green has a skill set very similar to Kevin Porter Jr. He's a walking bucket. He's somebody who likes to initiate offense for himself, very explosive, very athletic. The Cavs could certainly use a guy like that. They need more shot creation. They need more playmaking. They need more bucket getters because they were one of the worst offenses in the NBA last year. And then Jalen Suggs is a bigger point guard than Darius Garland, but bringing Suggs here means either he has to play off the ball or Darius has to play off the ball. So given all of that, I think based on where the Cavs are, to me, the best fit is probably Jalen Green because he replaces what they lost when they decided to move on from KPJ.
Any issue with playing, with him fitting into the structure that they have, being Jalen Green? Or is that just kind of a tweak that's going to have to be made regardless?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things that you're going to have to figure out as it goes. You know, so many people, Dave, have been talking about moving Colin Sexton to this sixth-man role. And my response every single time that somebody brings that up is, okay, fine, but somebody's got to beat him out. Somebody's got to take that spot. And nobody over the last couple of years has been good enough to take Colin Sexton's spot in the starting lineup. He's been one of their most productive players. He's been one of their best players. So if Jalen Green comes here and he's better than Colin Sexton and he takes Colin's spot and Colin has to move to a six-man role, okay, then so be it. That's the way that good teams do things like that. Heck, LaMelo Ball came off the bench early on in his rookie season. He went on to Rookie of the Year status. The thing that I would say, though, is this. Like, if people were lamenting the fact that Kevin Porter Jr. was no longer here because of that kind of talent, and the Cavs and other people believed that some combination of Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, Kevin Porter Jr. was going to work long-term, give me a reason why that same setup can't work when you toss Jalen Green in the KPJ spot. Because that's the guy that he often gets compared to, because he has that same kind of skill set. And here's the other thing that I'll say, Dave. There are 48 minutes in a basketball game. Even if you have Darius Garland, Colin Sexton, and Jalen Green, all three of them can play 30-plus minutes. They don't have to be the same exact 30 minutes where they're all out there on the court together. Play Darius, Colin, and Jalen for 5 or 12 or 17. However you want to split it up, it's basketball. You're going to play those guys together and you're going to play them apart. It happens that way.